Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Traveler's Map and Science. I'm very much excited that you're able to join me today for this video because today we're going to talk about the Paris transportation system. Now, Paris being the most visited city in the world, it's important to know the in and out of how to navigate it. And if you're a first-time visitor trying to visit Paris, this video is a must-watch for you, as at the end of this video, you will be a pro yourself. And if you're a lifetime Paris enthusiast and lover of Paris, then stick around for this video because you'll probably find some stuff that you don't know before. So let's get started. The Paris transportation system. It's composed of multiple different methods. For example, buses, metros, RER or their express trains. It has funiculars, trams, you name it. All of that is synchronized under a consistent Paris transportation system model. It's operated by RATP and managed by Île-de-France Mobilités, or IDF for short. And they have an application that's very helpful, which I will put a link to in the description. Moving forward, there's 5 different transportation zones that are located in Paris. Zone 1 includes the city center and contains about 95% of all the attractions and museums located in Paris, like the Louvre, Notre Dame, and Eiffel Tower. Zone 2 is a little bit of the suburbs. Now, Zone 2 is where I would recommend that you get a hotel or apartment for 2 reasons. First reason being it's way less expensive than the city center. Second reason being that it's close by, where you're not too much away from the party and you can commute back and forth fast. Zone 3 is the further suburbs. Zone 4 is Orly Airport, which is one of the 2 international airports located in the city of Paris. Zone 5 is Charles de Gaulle International Airport and Disneyland Paris. Now, why did I tell you about these zones? It's just for you to understand because certain type of tickets only allow travel within certain types of zones. So just so you have an understanding of what zone your destination is in, I just wanted to provide this idea for you. Moving forward, if you're visiting Paris, you're more likely going to be flying into one of 2 international airports in Paris, which is either Charles de Gaulle Airport or Orly Airport. Now, if you're worried about finding connection between the airport to your apartment, hotel, or city center, do not worry or fret at all. From Charles de Gaulle Airport, simply take the RER-B express train right to city center from the airport itself. From Orly Airport, take Metro Line 14 for a direct connection to the city center. Next, moving forward, I wanted to talk about the methods of transportation, including metros, buses, trams, funiculars, and express trains. Starting off with metros, they're the backbone of the Paris transportation system. There's over 300 stations and it's very wide in coverage. The metro system is very wide in coverage. It's normally marked with a large yellow M on the street level to indicate that that's a metro station. And a quick tip and hint for you, when you see the signs for metro train lines saying M4 and underneath Bagneux, for example, it's saying that that's line M4 and the final destination is Bagneux. Just keep that in mind as we go forward. Next, there's RERs, or the express trains. Think of this as express metro trains. They get you farther, faster. So there's 3 types: RER-A, RER-B, and RER-C. RER-A is for travel to and from La Défense to the city center, and also Disneyland in Paris to the city center. RER-B is for transportation to and from Charles de Gaulle International Airport to the city center and back. RER-C is for travel to the suburbs of Paris to eventually the Palace of Versailles. So now that that's good, let's go on to the next one. There's buses. Now, buses are a good way to sightsee Paris because you can get a scenic overview of the city as you go through the bus. Now, this is sometimes a preferred alternative over metros, just because metros are always underground and through tunnels and you don't get to see anything, as opposed to buses where you get to see the scenery around you. Moving forward, we have trams. Now, for tourists, this is really not much of a good tip because tourists don't really use the trams as it is more used by the residents and citizens of France. Because it's on the outskirts of town, tourists do not have much of interaction with the trams, but it's always good to know. Then we have the final thing, funiculars. Now the most famous funicular is the Montmartre funicular located in Montmartre of North Paris. It bypasses the 220 steps that you would have had to climb if not for the funicular. And it's included in your standard metro ticket, which is a plus. Now moving forward, how do I purchase a ticket and what are the types of ticket in this system? Let me explain that. So the first one is single tickets. You can buy tickets for one leg of the journey. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Moving forward, after that we have Navigo Easy, which is my preferred method because it's a reloadable and reusable card that helps store your passes, like weekly passes and daily passes. It's a good way to have that a physical thing in hand to do the transactions there. And the good thing about it is you can recharge it through your phone or at a terminal kiosk. Then we have the Navigo Deco Verde Pass. This is for people that are in Paris for an extended stay or are residents. These carry weekly and monthly passes and have your photo and name and everything in those passes itself. Next up, we have the Paris Visit Pass. Now this pass is primarily intended for tourists as it contains 1, 2, 3, and 5 day intervals that you're able to load onto those passes. Now, how to buy these passes? Like I mentioned, you can either buy it through the metro terminals or you can buy it on your phone in the Ile de France Mobility's app, which I'll put a link to in the description. You can go on the app, select your route, buy the tickets or buy the monthly or weekly passes and load it on. And you can save it to your Apple wallet and Samsung wallet and put it in the NFC readers. Or you can reload and top up the card, the Navigo Easy card along the way as well. Now, there's some people I know that are probably looking at the hop-on, hop-off system and just trying to get tickets to that one. But I recommend against the hop-on, hop-off system. Why, you might ask? Just because that it's way more expensive than it needs to, and the metro has a greater extensive coverage than the hop-on, hop-off system. So first of all, it's hop-on, hop-off is more expensive and it doesn't have the amount of coverage that the metro system has. Second reason being that some people might say hop-on, hop-off is way safer and metro is not safe and it's dangerous and there's pickpockets around and all of that. But in my experience there, that was not the case. It was so safe for us, we didn't experience any such bad interactions, and I am sure that you won't either. So I would recommend the Metro Pass over the hop-on, hop-off. So that was this detailed explanation about the Paris transportation system. I hope that cleared all of the confusions and now you understand it a whole lot more than when you started the video. If you still have any questions remaining, please put it into the comments and I'll be sure to answer all of them. But if there's nothing else, I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.